say, Nye Namju, that Nasani Chu Shed Dingen so, Nye shooting your our hill. And it's so Kubang and Nalola Yata. Train Mandegitun long road to the ya lonely. Kuba de Madevaji, Chown the Guptavala. Then it is so it's a Hakovachi, Tiny Kuban on the train, unique and long to pass. And then this homes are digitolata, the interesting is Zubchi Gudu, that which is something. Zubchi Telatanga, so good is Bas secure, Yatang General.
And so people who have received teachings from me, they know this because I talk about this a lot. And one thing that's important is that when we get caught up in our heads thinking about what's working out and what hasn't been working out in in our day, in any kind of situation, thinking about how things aren't working out, then we can get this kind of stirring up of our subtle energy on our body, kind of a stirring up of energy. In Buddhism, we use the word specifically a wind energy, but it's anyway, it's a kind of subtle energy. But when you feel like that tension in your heart, that tension in your chest, and you need to be able to recognize that. When that's happening, you need to be able to recognize that and realize that it's at that point when you recognize that your energy is all worked up, that you're all stirred up inside, that you need to be very careful about any activity, anything that you might say or do when your mind is stirred up like that. And that's what is meant to, in general terms, when I say you need to be patient, you need to actually, recognize that and be careful.
So, Ani dati tindig kamda which chondu ani so sige saji tachi ni oh ngala trichi lapchando samje ani tega ngulati saji ma kasengo oh lulu sego marwe ta lulu senandra ti ko long ni chini ya cha ya gdo nga so di zugo de long ya cha gdo ta zugo sen chala so ba ti some chukdo de din chuba de ha ko undikala oh tanga din chukdo ta de ta kan ya maria zubzub che gore ndo samna ani ko long de thak sima shendo gdo ko long de la ndo gdo ma.
And so when
that
and at that time, if you look at yourself and you recognize, it's important to recognize that's what's happening to you. Recognize that you're feeling stirred up. And when you do that, you need to recognize that and be able to relax in that. And because what's happening when you recognize that what's actually happening is that your energy is stirred up. Your energy is stirred up, and that energy is causing, your blood to flow faster. It's raising your blood pressure, your blood flow, your circulation, and it's really stirring you up from the inside. And when you recognize that and you really look at that and you realize that what's happening is that you're being stirred up by this energy inside your body, and if you can just look at that, recognize it, and relax, then that will settle. That energy can calm back down. It's pushing up at you. It's kind of rising up, and it can settle back down. And so this is a method for calming yourself down, for recognizing that what's happening to you is that you're stirred up, that your energy's stirred up, and then actually by recognizing it and relaxing, that energy will settle.
So, ani ta tenda wochi telaya tambote seji yang cha tenda wochi mambu zoni ani yongeng chide. Te tende songdan dela kase mentuni robyunda wochi che. Ani ta ti demina da ngaso lamsong de chi ma la ma thabna yang ta ko chibaya mare ani yu rimbo la te nyar ma song bachi. Rebala ko nima chek sandawo chisu ning sandawo som sandawo tende chek thoni ani sosu gna kuba nang de pha tene changma chin ro thamna di long de meba chin changma chin ro thamna nani di khida phengres.
And this is something that we need to do again and again to really be able to get used to doing that. to really be able to generate that ability to be patient with ourselves and to be patient with others, to really be able to have that forbearance. And it's something that we need to continue working on and continue training ourselves in. And it's maybe not something that is going to, we're not necessarily going to be able to see that energy dissipate right away. But an important key, an important thing is to not keep holding on to that, whatever the issue was, and not let that energy continue stirring up. That you need to be able to let it go eventually, whether it takes you a whole day or whether it takes you a couple hours. It's important to not keep holding on to it and to let it pass and let that become, let your mind feel clean and pure again.
No.